Well, thank you all for joining us here on this windy morning here in Warner Park on the beautiful north side of Madison. And I want to wish everybody a happy Earth Week. Before we begin, I want to thank everybody who has joined us today. I particularly want to acknowledge Alders Tag Evers and Charles Miadze for joining us. And we have representatives from Elevate Energy, the Northside Planning Council, Renew, Sustain Dane, Commonwealth Development, and 350 Madison. I also want to thank the Green Power team and staff from multiple departments who are critical to the work that we'll be talking about today. So thank you all. Thank you for being here. I am here today to announce Climate Forward, my agenda for ramping up the city's efforts to address climate change over the next 2 years. The city has a goal and a plan to achieve 100% renewable energy in our municipal operations by 2030. We also have a goal for our entire community to be carbon neutral by 2050. We've achieved a lot over the last several years towards these goals. Just a few examples. Between rooftop solar, renewable energy contracts, and credits, we are investing in 20 megawatts of solar energy. We've been converting our fleet of vehicles to electric vehicles and other low-carbon fuels, including Wisconsin biodiesel. And we have been helping homeowners, business owners, nonprofits, and affordable housing owners to install solar energy on their roofs through the Madison program. I'm proud of our achievements, but we have much, much more to do, and the time to start is now. Science has made it clear that we need to nearly halve our emissions by 2030, in 9 years, to avoid catastrophic climate impacts. We need to see robust climate action all across Madison. And the city can support that in ways that make our daily life better for residents and businesses. So today, through Climate Forward, I am announcing a package of actions to enhance or expand our existing work and launching new efforts across the city. There are many components to Climate Forward, and I'd like to highlight just a few here. First, we will build on our Green Power program's successes, training people underrepresented in the trades to install solar panels. We've learned that some of our trainees want to go on to a career in the solar field, and others are more attracted to a long-term position in the city. And why not? City jobs pay living wages and come with good benefits. Being a part of Team City is a great thing. So we have decided to formally define the steps of a career ladder by which Green Power trainees can move into and up through permanent city jobs. Robert Pride, a Green Power trainee, is here to say more about his work and interests in Green Power in just a few minutes. Second, we will join community partners to start retrofitting naturally occurring affordable housing in Madison with a $250,000 grant funding from the Wisconsin Public Service Commission. This work was started through Sustain Dane and Elevate, and they have buildings in the pipeline ready for this, including those with partners here today from Captains and Commonwealth Development. The reason we are here on the north side is because this grant also gives them the opportunity to start looking for more candidate apartment buildings. And with the partnership of the Northside Planning Council, our hope is to find landlords who are interested in partnering with us. And I look forward to working with Alders Miadze and Abbas to make this happen in their districts. Claire Olasak from Sustain Dane and Justice Castaneda from Commonwealth Development are here to say more about what this works in a few minutes. Third, and finally, we know that commercial buildings account for 30% of our citywide emissions. It's time for us to work with commercial building owners and identify strategies to rapidly increase energy efficiency and reduce carbon emissions from these buildings. Many cities have already taken similar steps, and we can find the best solutions that reduce energy use and benefit our building managers and users as well. We want to work with the community to define the best path forward. And staff are setting up meetings now over the coming weeks and months with these stakeholders. I'm pursuing this work with Alders Tag Evers and Syed Abbas, and our goal is to identify policies and programs by the fall of this year that we can move forward. And Alder Evers is here to say more about this work. I'm introducing Climate Forward today because we cannot wait to take bold action on climate. This is a critical challenge for our city, our nation, and our world. I am confident that we can improve public health, lower energy bills, create high-quality jobs, and improve our resilience to climate impacts like flooding and heat waves through this work. And with new partners in the federal government, there is no better time to take action on climate. I am committed to securing resources and partnerships that we need to build back better here in Madison. And now, I am pleased to introduce one of our newest Green Power trainees, Robert Pride.
Hi everyone. For one, I want to give a shout out to Operation Fresh Start. They're the ones who led me here to Green Power. And with Green Power, I came here, to further my career with panels, solar, electricity, and that's something I want to do and to further my career with it, and with the city or with any other job. I just want to have that experience with that, and hopefully I learn pretty more about it so I could further myself. And that's really about it. So now I just hand it off to Claire Oskar. Is that right? Thank you.
Thank you to the mayor, the alders, city staff. Climate Forward is very exciting, and we are thrilled to be a partner through the Energy Innovation Grant. My name is Claire Olekshak. I'm the executive director of Sustain Dane. Sustain Dane and Elevate are offering a program to help small to medium-sized multifamily housing become more efficient, affordable, and resilient, while reducing operating costs to owners and the energy cost burden to residents. To meet Dane County climate goals and the City of Madison sustainability goals, significant reduction in buildings is essential. Affordable housing uses on average about 33% more energy than market rate because it is generally old and for other reasons. We have also know that we have an affordable housing shortage. Reducing the operating expenses can keep units affordable and reduce the expenses for residents. With the Office of Energy Innovation Grant, Sustain Dane and Elevate will be able to support implementation of energy efficiency work in buildings. We currently have collaborations on the southwest side of Madison and are able to expand onto the north side of Madison through our partnership with the Northside Planning Council. Sustain Dane and Elevate believe this work is critical to the well-being of residents. Building energy efficiency provides housing that is safe and comfortable in extreme heat and cold temperatures, which are becoming more frequent in our region due to climate change, and it takes less energy to have a safe and comfortable living environment. Sustain Dane's mission is to inspire, connect, and support individuals to accelerate sustainable actions for community well-being. Elevate is committed to providing a clean, affordable heat, power, and water to all communities. We center equity in the climate conversation and projects that combine the efforts of community members, the municipalities, utilities, businesses, individuals, funders. These are the types of collaborations that move us forward in addressing climate change, equity, and affordable housing. We are thrilled to be part of the Innovation Grant and encourage any owners that may be watching this or residents living in units that have an interest in energy efficiency and solar opportunities and want to start getting involved to reach out to us. Thank you for the opportunity. And now I welcome Justice Castaneda, Executive Director of Commonwealth Development.
All right, good morning. Thank you, Claire, and thank you, Mayor, for this work and for your leadership in this area. You know, I'm going to go off script. Something came to me as I showed up. We have one of our graduates from Wanda Fulmore from a program that was started at the mayor's office that the mayor and the city of Madison continue to support. And I think I'd be remiss to not acknowledge the city's continued support of these workforce programs to develop pipelines of children from our high schools and our neighborhoods into the workforce of the city of Madison. It's very humbling to see Jose here from Wanda Fulmore. So anyway, that wasn't actually, I was here to talk about housing. So I do want to thank definitely the city of Madison, Sustained Day and Elevate Energy, and all of our elected alders and officials for their continued efforts to creating a carbon-free future. This is really critical for Commonwealth development and all of our nonprofit housing providers. The folks we work in solidarity with are especially vulnerable, not only to the adverse and the most severe effects of climate change, but also to an increased shortage of housing, affordable housing, and safe housing in Madison. This work is essential. It's important that we continue to think about access to healthy and affordable housing through a range of options. We cannot only build our way out of it. We need the leadership of our elected officials, Mayor Rhodes-Conway, all of our elected alders, and the leadership at our city staff to think about other innovations in ways to support naturally occurring affordable housing. As nonprofit housing developers and housing managers, the partnerships with organizations like Sustained Day and Elevate Energy are crucial in providing the necessary resources for us to maximize energy efficiencies in all of our existing housing stock and all new developments. The continued support from our mayor is going to be necessary, and it's absolutely critical as we move forward and we continue to think about how we can support the housing options for the people of Madison. I'm very humbled to be here with such an eclectic and amazing, innovative group of thinkers and people who are pushing this and moving forward. Thank you all, and thank you, Mayor. Oh, yeah, sorry. Right now I have the honor of introducing the alder from the mighty 13th District of Madison, Wisconsin, Tag Heber.
Thank you, Justice. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you all for being out here on this brisk but beautiful morning, the day before Earth Day, celebrating the 51st anniversary of Earth Day, founded by then Wisconsin Senator Gaylord Nelson. It's also timely that this morning President Biden put forth a goal of reducing the nation's carbon emissions, greenhouse emissions, by the year 2030, cutting them in half, similar to our goals. We're very much aligned with the federal government on this issue. And that's because climate scientists, as the mayor mentioned, have warned that unless we do so, unless we make these dramatic reductions in carbon emissions by 2030, we will face irreversible and catastrophic consequences. It does make sense, therefore, to focus on the built environment, because within the city of Madison, nearly half of our carbon emissions derive from the building sector, 30% from the commercial sector and 18% from residential buildings. It even makes more sense to focus on the larger of those buildings. Though less than 2% of our city's structures are greater than 10,000 square feet, those larger buildings constitute over 40% of the city's building sector energy use. So that is a good place to start. It is true, as the mayor mentioned, that just in 2017, we set these ambitious goals of 100% renewable energy and zero net carbon emissions by the year 2030. These are city goals, municipal goals. But we need to do more, and we will need help. We cannot do it alone. We very much need to partner with the private sector. We struggle because the state preempts local authority. It places limitations on what we can do. The state insists through law that the energy and building codes that are defined on a state level, we cannot be more restrictive than those codes. But that does not mean we are handcuffed and unable to do anything in this regard. We can and must be creative and collaborative with our stakeholders in the community. We very much need to partner in this work with those property owners, with the built environment, and focusing on existing policy solutions, working in partnership with these building owners on solutions that make sense for everyone, that make sense for the property owners as they begin to take seriously the obligations that are before us, putting the needs of the planet and the needs of the city ahead of short-term profits, and working collaboratively to make sure we're making this progress together. And with that, I'd like to turn it back over to the mayor.
Thank you everyone. Thank you all thank you all for joining us. I just want to say again how important it is that we are launching Climate Forward today. We have so little time to make a difference before we will experience, as Alder Evers said, irreversible and catastrophic changes to our climate. So now is the time to do this work. Now is the time to double down. Now is the time to take our climate work citywide and do everything we can to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions in the city, in our own homes and lives, and across this entire country. Thank you again for joining us, and we'd be happy to take questions if you have them. Abby.
Yeah, given this state law, what can the city do to compel new buildings to follow more energy efficient standards?
Well, what we're hoping to do is embark on a several-month process of conversations with property owners to see if there are policies that would both not be preempted and show us a way forward. I think that there are a number of places that are not directly related to the building code that are promising, but honestly, I don't want to get ahead of those conversations because the whole point here is that we have a collaborative process to find something that will work for everybody. Other questions? If not, thank you again for coming, and have a great rest of your day, and happy Earth Week.